New Species product line of high-potency nutritional supplements empower your body to fight for you so you can enjoy your life full of energy, strength, and endurance.
Our mission at NuSpecian is to offer products to help purify and rebuild your body system so you can lead a better, longer life.
NuSpecian formulas are designed to comprehensively meet your body's nutritional needs. A tablespoon can replace many bottles of tablets filling your cabinets. NuSpecian raw plant-based ingredients are easily absorbed and used by your body. It's safe and effective nutrition that you can really feel. Each of our formulas is designed to support your body as a whole, allowing it to do the work it was designed to do.
My labs have shown that my body's gotten stronger, so I know NuSpecian works.
Maintain, improve, or rebuild your health with the help of NuSpecian.
Order now at NuSpecian.com.
You're going to tell me that every time. I'm only hearing one.
Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecian Live. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Aston. Good morning to you all.
NuSpecian's mission is to help our clients live longer and better. NuSpecian invents and manufactures our own line of high-potency herbal formulas that support your body to be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. We're all on our own health journey, and a good health choice means something different for each of us. And so that is why we host this Q&A every single Saturday morning at 10 a.m. because you need answers to your unique questions that will help you continue to move on your health journey. And we are happy to have you here today. If you are watching us on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, that is fine, and we're happy to have you. But if you hope to join into the chat, we don't typically get to monitor those chat areas. So you'll have to come on over to NuSpecian.com, where we have our live stream hosted and the chat is there. So if you go to NuSpecian.com and you click on live stream, you can just scroll to today's Q&A and quickly pop into the chat. That way we can hear from you today. We'd love you to say hi and know that you're there, even if you don't have any questions. So good morning, welcome, and let's get started.
Yeah, wonderful. And, you know, whenever you say, every time you say we manufacture our own products and formulas, this just sends shivers through me that we do. And we do because we need to have control. We have to have control over everything we do for your safety, for your welfare. A lot of you come to us with your children, the most precious value you have, your children, your grandchildren, and especially those of you with older parents and grandparents, you know, so safety is so high for us. Yes, we know everything that's in our formula, everything. We know everything. There's no one above us.
I actually haven't edited our pictures and footage from our recent trip to our facility where Aston began formulating the next product that's going to be coming out. And I intended to edit a little trailer for it, and I haven't yet, but that I should get on that because I think everyone would like to see what it looks like when we create a product. Right,
and we have samples, and Mary, we have to get you a sample.
Yeah.
Our kids have been taking it. Yeah. The whole family's been taking it.
We've been taking it, yeah.
So it's gonna be out, I hope pretty soon. It's up to Jill and Mary, by the way, so it's not me. I plug it to Jill. Jill knows all about it. She was there, and plug it to Mary, so it's up to them. And believe me, it is awesome.
It is really an awesome product. But we shouldn't say too much more about that. But that will be announced.
I'm putting the pressure on both of you.
Yeah.
You and Mary.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny because Aston can invent a product like this, and then from the time it takes to create the labels and print the labels and figure out the bottling situation and the barcodes
months.
And teaching the team and putting it in the systems just so we can actually sell it to you is months and months later. So every time Aston has another idea, we're like, no more ideas yet.
Well, now you know why all my ideas have been buried.
Yeah, and what it actually takes to make them come to life. Yeah.
So when I do all these wonderful creation, the question I get from Jill is, okay, so what do we stop doing?
To be able to do that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
June
But
wants to be a tester. Absolutely, June.
Okay.
We will send you something.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
And if anyone else wants to be a tester, well, you got to let us know that you're watching the show and you got to join the chat.
Okay. The door is open now. Floodgate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's what's coming, and it's for both men and women. I'm very excited about it because people have been using it for several years now, so it's not like brand new. A lot of clients out there have been using it in different forms for at least 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an experiment. I knew it would work, and it's working. Jill has taken it. Like the kids have taken it.
Mm-hmm.
Others have taken it, and I use it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite awesome. All right, let's move on.
All right. So if you have any questions for us today, your questions can be about your health, can be about general lifestyle. It can be about NuSpecian formulas. Maybe you've never taken them before and you want to know how to get started. Maybe you are taking them and you are in the details of the rebuilding journey and you've got some road bumps you're hitting, or maybe things are going really well and you want to talk about how to maintain that. It could be any of those kinds of things. You could also be asking questions about NuSpecian, about the company, about the medical practice, about our future plans.
Right.
Whatever you want to talk about, that's what we're here for. And so please go ahead and post those questions in the chat. A lot of times what happens is once someone asks a question or once we make an announcement, then questions start flooding in, but then we get too close to the end of the show to get to all your questions. So
Right.
if there's any chance you've got anything bouncing around in there, put it in the chat now. And we do have one pre-submitted question that we can get started with.
Right. And if you are going to your doctors and you're not happy, you should tell us. You should ask us right here. This is a forum that you should discuss, what the needs that you have that not being addressed by your doctors, because the medical center we're putting in is going to be an element. We're going to begin renovations hopefully in another couple weeks. That's what I'm told. And the renovation is just going to go for a couple weeks. We're just doing minor renovations out there, and then we're going to go right into it to get started. So if you have needs that are not being met by your doctors, you should tell us, because what we plan to do is to give you comprehensive medical management, provide you medical services, but also give you advice on how you work with your doctors, your specialists, because that's one of the biggest downfall that most of you who have been talking to me for 20 or so years, that's the biggest downfall you have. You're taking the medicine, you're going to your doctors, you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So talk to us about what your needs are. This is for you, so you can begin today, this morning, right here on Aston Live. Ask us, ask away.
All right, we can get into the pre-submitted question, and then if we don't have any further questions, you could provide some updates on the medical practice. Okay. All right, so a pre-submitted question comes from MJ. She says, good day. I have multiple uterine fibroids. Can you recommend any of your products that can help me?
Right, so couple of things. Yes, we can. We have different formulas or different products that we can recommend. Now, we want to know a few things. One, we want to know your age, because if you are 50 or you're 60, you're in a different category of having fibroids, right? If you're 50, 60, the doctors may be telling you that the fibroids are going to shrink away because of menopause. And for a lot of women, the fibroids do not shrink away. They stay there and they become, chronic complications. And one of those chronic complications could be the fibroids start getting cysts on it. And if that happens, then you're in big trouble, because the fibroid, if it turns to cancer, it is probably the worst cancer a woman can get. If you're younger, let's say you're 45 or under, and you're not in menopause, then you're in another whole category. And so we need to know your age, and then if you're in your teens or 20s or 30s, that's a whole nother category. We can advise you what to do. So it's not just recommending our formulas, it's lifestyle, that you have to change your lifestyle. For all of you, all the categories, you got to change your lifestyle, because fibroids, as you know, will rip, and they do rip a woman's body apart. Not just chronic anemia, but lack of blood circulation, lack of oxygen, and then other organs start to fall apart. And that's how a lot of women, end up having other issues with their ovaries or their breast glands that could lead to cancers. That's how devastating fibroids actually are. It causes a massive damage to the body overall, ladies. So if you have fibroids, and especially if you've done surgeries, that's another category. Maybe that's a fourth category. If you have done surgery and they regrew, and usually when they grow back, in greater numbers. We need to know that if you have done surgery or any kind of treatments to shrink or remove the fibroids, we need to know that, because you may have scar tissue in your uterus, or you may have scar tissue in the fallopian tubes that can lead to other complications, right? And then if you have fibroids and you want to have a child, you're having fertility issues, we need to know that. So you see, you just mentioned fibroids, and it brought into discussion a wide range of issues that would need to be addressed. And this goes for all women, because all women and men, because you have daughters, you have granddaughters, you have nieces and others or friends who have this issue. It's a devastating issue. It's probably the most devastating issue a woman could get, fibroids.
So I linked the video you've already done on women's health, so that way MJ could watch that. I also linked to the fibroid support starter package. Maybe you want to provide a little bit of context about why you've included what's in there. So there's the L-1, the anti-inflammatory, and Queen Nanny.
Right. So number one, the main reason, ladies, if not the singular reason, well, the only reason I've ever seen women have fibroids, and we have worked with thousands of women, probably tens of thousands of women with fibroids over the years. The singular reason is because of hormone imbalance. Estrogen, usually the culprit, the balance of estrogen and progesterone, and then other hormones come into play, like cortisol or steroids, that depress the immune system because of the imbalance, right? A lot of you may not know, the estrogen that ladies have, part of how it works to keep your bodies powerful and clean, it produces certain other enzymes, the hormone estrogen. And if you have faulty issues with that, that's part of the reason why ladies start having the issue in their uterus during their menstrual cycle. If you have one cell that got damaged and it didn't repair, that one cell in the uterus can become a fibroid over time. So the estrogen, the progesterone, the other steroids would cause, and testosterone will cause that one cell to multiply abnormally and rapidly. And that's what become a fibroid. So the Queen Nanny is what we use to address all that. And then the anti-inflammatory, if you have fibroids, it means that you have chronic inflammation, not just now in the uterus, but you have it in the ovary, you have it in the breast gland, you have it all over your body, because that's what hormonal imbalance is. The estrogen, it creates a lot of damage to other cells and tissue, because I think estrogen is the most powerful hormone in a woman's body. So the anti-inflammatory helps to remove that inflammatory condition. And then we have the rebuilding formula, whether it's the L-1, 9, or 25, to help to rebuild the cells and tissue, the damaged area in the uterus, generating the bad cells from your cycle.
So you mentioned L-1 is in the starter package, and then you said 9 or 25. You said it really fast, so not everyone might know the L-new formula comes in multiple potencies. In the starter packages, we try to keep the price down, and so we put the L-1, which is a powerful formula. It's the original formula Aston invented. It's what gave NuSpecian our reputation. The 9 and 25 versions are just more potent of the same ingredients, and those will just help results be faster. Or if you have a more severe situation, you may need more potent doses. And so you can always, instead of purchasing the fibroid starter, you could just buy the whichever L-Nu formula you want, the Queen Nanny and the anti-inflammatory. You could put those in the cart individually if you need to.
Okay, that's a great explanation. So that's the package, and I try to give these very broad response to these questions because our primary goal is to provide information and education for all of you, for your whole family, wherever they are in the world. So that's why you invite them to come to our Q&A, and any of these live streams that we do, you invite them to attend. Especially if you know they have these issues, bring them on and let them listen in. They don't have to ask any question. Maybe they, may walk away with some information that can help them or help their, help others in their families. So please just get the word out. You are our missionaries to the world to help as many people as possible. So this education, yes, it's for you, but it's for your whole family. It's for your friends, your coworkers. It's for everybody, strangers. Make everybody a friend for NuSpecian, so we can try to help as many people as possible, you being our missionaries.
And if you can join our email list, or just give us permission to market to you. So if you fill out this form that we'll post into the chat as soon as we can, that form is just generic. So whatever email, phone number, or mailing address you provide us, that will be, you're giving us permission to send you education or promotions to those contact information. And it's really important because it just makes it so that you don't have to do any work to remember your health and to remember that what NuSpecian can do for you. We will reach out to you. At the very least, if you download NuSpecian app and you allow notifications from our app, then you don't have to do anything. We'll just send you the notifications when there's something to know, and you can stay quite informed through our app as well. But our email newsletter will link you out to our newest blog posts, to important updates. And that's really, I think, the best way to stay in touch with us. So we appreciate if you can download our app and give us permission to market to you. And you can forward these links as well to family and friends so that you don't have to constantly do the work to keep them updated either.
Right. And ask questions for your family and friends. You have family and friends all, over the world, and you know what's wrong with them, and they may not join, our stream to ask their questions. You ask it for them, and we're always going to post the answer or the response, and then you can refer them to the response anywhere they are. Believe me, you could be sitting in your living room and saving lives all over the world, where you have friends and relatives who need help. And that's our primary goal here, is to help people and help them the right way. So you all, if you're not, become missionaries of NuSpecian to help people.
All right, so we don't have any further questions at this time. It is 10:18, so we can spend the next 12 minutes just doing some updates about the medical practice, and anything else folks might need to know. One update that I can give is that we're slowly making some tweaks to the designs of our labels. So you'll notice that they're just going to they have like a cleaner look. There's a lot less words and things on the labels, so that they just have a bit more of a sophisticated look. And that's launching on different products. So far you might be seeing it on the anti-inflammatory or the circulatory formula, on the L-Nu formulas, the bee pollen. So as you buy your formulas over the next 6 months, you should start to see all the labels changing out. But nothing major. If you have any questions about any of the changes or what things might mean, you can always call us.
Do you want to give any updates on the tastes?
Oh, okay. Sure.
Because there are people who may have friends or family who just want to,
right,
see what it's like before they commit to it. And when they taste, they could, if they have questions, they could ask, the team at the stores,
okay,
the questions they have. And then I'll get to the medical practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something we are relaunching in the stores is daily doses. to many of your frustration, we had to discontinue that for quite some time. We are reinitiating it. So the daily doses means that there's a few, I call them cocktails of NuSpecian formulas that you can buy. And you could just buy the daily dose. So you don't actually have to invest in the whole bottle if it's not in the budget, or maybe you're just getting started with NuSpecian and you want to try. So some people will buy, they'll come in whenever they pass by the store and get a dose. They'll pick the one that they want. They'll buy that. And they range from, I don't know, like $3 to $6 or something. And so they're pretty affordable. And it's a way to start getting NuSpecian into your body as often as you can afford to. But it's also a great way for folks who want to try NuSpecian first to see what it's like, because our products are so different. You know, when they shake the bottle and they hear that it's a liquid, they're like, okay, so is it a tea? We're like, no. Is it a tonic? No. Is it like a tincture? No. Is it a juice? No. And so all the common things that we typically associate a liquid nutrition with, it's not any of those things. And so we understand why some folks might need a taste to decide if it's something you want to move forward with. And so we also will offer to anyone new coming into the stores, or if you're a current client and you want to try a formula you have not used before, we can do a free taste. Now, it still will be limited to a small selection of the products, because we chose a selection of the products that pretty much represent a range of how our formulas can look and taste. And so it won't be available on every single product. But for those completely new to NuSpecian, it's exactly what you need to decide if you want to move forward. And that will be available in our stores coming soon. I just still need to finish, as we were saying earlier, there's always all these steps. I need to finish training the team on how to do it and how we're going to track and manage it. But we are excited to say that daily doses are back and free tastes or samples are back at the stores.
Okay, so all of you, or some of you, may know that we're making some big changes at NuSpecian. I think they're very big. We are going to convert Element into a medical practice, and the plan is to make Element our prototype medical practice. And then the plan is to convert our other locations into medical practices. And we're going to do that as quickly, literally as quickly as we can. And a lot of you have been very excited about it. And we need your feedback, because you're the ones who have pushed us. I feel, Jill, that a lot of changes that we have made from day one. Jill and I always have these grand plans for NuSpecian, and we would start out, and then you all would say to us, no, we want this, we don't want that, we want this. I feel that's been the tradition of NuSpecian, just to, and you've been right. You've been right. You know what you tell us you want, and we give it to you. You know, it always turned out to be what most of you really wanted. So we don't always get it right in the beginning when we get started, but you always pull us on course, and that's why we love you so much, because you are the people who make NuSpecian. So the medical practice is to assist all of you existing, and a lot of you have already told me you're going to refer your family members and friends, and you have started already, to help you with your medical diagnosis. That's one of the biggest issue you all have. And every day I talk to clients. And I mean this every day, not exaggerating. I don't have one of those bones in my body, exaggeration. Every day I hear from clients, why didn't the doctor tell me this? Why didn't the doctor tell me that my kidneys are in initial failure? Why didn't the doctors tell me so I could do something about it? Why didn't the doctor tell me that my PSA is elevated and it can turn to cancer? And it's just a wide range of conditions that are in your labs are in your radiology documents, whether it's the MRI or the PET scan, the ultrasound, etc., and you would say to me the same thing. Why didn't the doctor tell me? So we are going to help you to address that by telling you everything that's in your labs. We're going to give you a comprehensive review. The doctors are going to do it, not me. The medical doctors are going to give you a comprehensive medical review, medical diagnosis, medical planning, and a treatment plan. Boy, I just used the word treatment, and Mary and Jill didn't yell at me. Because doctors can treat. We don't do that.
NuSpecies can't. CW says, wonderful, I'm in. Please open soon.
So when you walk away from your first consultation or meeting with the NuSpecian medical doctor, you're going to walk away with something in your hand that tells you everything that we see in your lab reports and your radiology reports. And whether you choose to use our medical plan for you or the treatment plan, it's up to you. But we believe that you have an inalienable right to know everything that's wrong with you, so you can make an informed decision as to what you want to do. That's what we at NuSpecian want to do for you. And for a lot of you, I have been doing it at a certain level, but now you're going to have a licensed, experienced medical doctor giving you this information. And if you want to take it back to your other doctors or specialists, it's up to you. But I'm going to tell you now that the medical diagnostic plan and the medical plan and the treatment plan will be so profound that you will be able to use it to manage your specialists. They won't be able to fool you anymore if that's what they're doing. You will know exactly what questions to ask. And I think, Joe, this is just powerful information that any patient would want to have to assist them to manage their own health, whether they want to do it naturally or with medication or a combination. We're going to have that available for you, medication plus NuSpecian. It's up to you. I think you are going to have extraordinary power in your hands.
Well, I think it also is important to note that the biggest benefit here is that you're working with a doctor who believes that you can heal, who believes you can actually rebuild, who doesn't want you on medication for the rest of your life. You're working with a doctor who understands NuSpecian and lives by NuSpecian philosophy and understands what NuSpecian formulas are and how they help. And that way you're not, a lot of our clients over the years feel like they need to hide the fact that they're using NuSpecian products from their doctor, or they'll tell their doctor, and the doctor who pretty much knows nothing about nutrition or herbs will tell them don't take it. And then they feel like they have this conflict now. There have been plenty of doctors who also have been like, great, that stuff looks good. It's all natural. The ingredients look safe and you're fine. But for the folks that doesn't happen for, it creates a big rift in their healing plan. And it's just good to know that you have a doctor who's on the same page as you and is on the same page as NuSpecian. And it's a fully and truly integrative, holistic health plan for you to rebuild your health or to maintain your health if you're healthy.
Right. And the doctors care. The doctors we are choosing, they care about you. So you walk into our medical office, our offices, and you see doctors of different cultures, and you don't have to feel tense and wary and suspicious. We are going to choose the doctors. We are going to interview the doctors, and we're going to choose the doctors. And we are going to choose doctors who are NuSpecian, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. They are NuSpecian. So you don't have to have that, that added anxiety when you attend one of our NuSpecian practices. And finally, finally, and this is probably even more important than what I just said, a lot of you come to us when your bodies are dying. So I just want to call out the huge elephant in the room. A lot of you come to us after your disease conditions are advanced, and in many cases you're beyond medical treatment. That's what your doctors tell you. So when you come to us, you're going to get that too, but we're also going to give you a plan for you to be able to live for as long as you can live based on your medical conditions. Because some people, the conditions are so bad that all we can try to do, all our doctors are going to try to do, all NuSpecian is going to try to do is to help you as best as we can to live as best as you can. Sometimes that's all we can do. So just want to say that on the record.
Yeah. And I also, lastly, one of the biggest things we always hear when we talk to friends and family and when we talk to clients is they just don't trust. Maybe even if they don't trust, let's say they trust their doctor, in a lot of cases they don't, but even if they trust their doctor, they don't necessarily trust the medical system and the way that it's set up. And so they feel that they can't be sure when a recommendation is being made if it's about what can be billed for, how much money they can get out of the insurance company versus what is actually going to be helpful to them and their treatment. And so a lot of folks come out of those situations wondering, should I even do what this person is saying? If I do it, are they going to try to keep me on it forever? There's just so much distrust because of the way the medical system is currently set up. And at NuSpecian Medical Practice, it's going to be completely transparent. We are a business, and of course the doctors have to make money and the business has to thrive in order for us to stay in business.
Otherwise, we can't help you.
But you can know that exactly what you're being charged for, what will be covered by insurance and what won't. And you'll know that after you interact with our team, you will know that you are really getting whatever you're paying for, whatever your insurance is being charged, and you will see great value in your life, which is really not the experience for most people today when they go to a doctor. So we are going to create a practice that you can have complete confidence in and that you will feel supported and nurtured and safe in. And I think that's one of the best things we can hope for in a medical system.
Right. Someone says knowledge is power. We're going to give you knowledge. And then guess what? You're going to have power to do whatever you want to do with that knowledge we give you. And that's what we can promise you, that we're going to be honest with you and we're going to tell you the truth. And then we're going to give you ideas as to how you can move forward. And then, it's up to you. But once we're provided that, we believe that we've done the greatest duty that we can do to you, and it will be helpful to you.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us today, at least June and CW, for your questions. And we know there's tons of you who join and watch and just leave us hanging with no communication, which is fine. We hope you get great value out of what we have to offer. And you can always submit your questions in advance for the next show. If you download the NuSpecian app, on the homepage of the app is a form you can fill out, and you can submit your question in advance. And then if you leave us your email, we will send you the clip after we have answered your question. But we are so glad you joined us today. I don't know if you're in the area where there's supposed to be some tropical storm weather today, so I do hope you all stay inside and stay safe. And we can't wait to see you on Monday School on Monday at 11.
Yes, and make sure you all join up for Monday School. And if you have friends and family, tell them about we're doing human history and African history. And this is for mental and spiritual health. What we just did today was for physical health. Monday School we're going to do for spiritual and mental health. Y'all have a great weekend.